Hello everyone, this is Sarah Creatrix and you are listening to episode 4 of my podcast. And today I'm going to be discussing codependency and how codependency prevents us from living a soul-led life. So, I've mentioned in previous episodes that all of my messages are channeled. I'm going to be using a mixture of my experience as a trauma healer and spiritual mentor. I've worked with a lot of codependency, and I'm going to be channeling all of that guidance, all of that information from my previous experiences through my higher self. So the information is going to be free of judgment. It's going to be free of biased opinions from my previous experiences. When we discuss things through the mind, a lot of our thoughts have fear attached to it. So when you're able to completely let go of the mind and the body, the information that you're sharing is pure, it's free of any ego interference, free of judgment, free of biased opinion, free of anger, free of frustration, free of fear, free of that narrow-minded view that we all experience through our 5 senses. I'm able to connect to the higher consciousness and bring in guided messages and guided information. So everybody is going to experience the messages that I'm sharing in a completely unique way. So just take what resonates. Everybody is going to hear it differently. Everybody is going to experience it differently. But that's because we're all on our own unique journey, and everybody that is listening to this podcast wants to grow, wants to develop, has some form of ambitious intent in their own personal journey. So codependency, where do I start? Everybody has some form of codependency. Codependency has a very negative attachment. When people are labelled as codependent, they're going to feel needy. They're going to feel insecure. They're going to feel like they are not in their confidence, in their power. That isn't what codependency is. Codependency comes from our survival need as pack animals, and it's the need to fit in. It's the need to fulfill our basic survival needs. So as a baby, we're heavily dependent on our parents. We need our parents for protection, for love, for nurturing, for comfort. We need our parents to teach us how to regulate our emotions, how to communicate, how to be strong, how to hunt, how to gather. And as we grow, again, we still need other people in our life because we are supposed to hunt in packs. We are supposed to nurture and support our children as a group. They say it takes a village to raise a child, and there is a lot of truth in this, but a lot of people are very much living through the mind. A lot of people are very anxious. They overthink, overanalyze everything because we were brought up in the school system, which was all about think, concentrate, use your brain. And this is going against our natural intuitive instinct, which is to let go of the mind and finding that balance between the mind and our intuitive instinct. And this is what I'm doing through my channeled messages. I'm using that balance of intuitive guidance and my own experiences. But again, it's all being filtered through the higher self, so there's no biased opinion coming through. So we all know what codependency is. Codependency is fulfilling a lack that we are holding within us. And it could be a feeling of, I don't have enough love in my life. I don't have enough support in my life. So when somebody offers you that love and support, we almost become addicted to it because the ego is running on this fear and reward-based system, which is whenever you experience something negative, you feel fearful. And whenever you are experiencing something positive, you are rewarded. It feels good. And we become addicted to this feeling of reward, that subconscious is sending a chemical reaction to help us to feel good about something, we become heavily addicted to that if there is a lack already within us. Everybody is experiencing codependency right now because we're living in a very separated society. We're brought up in a school system that's very heavily dependent on using your mind, on concentrating, on competing, on focusing on your own goals. And yes, they teach teamwork, but again, you are always rewarded for your individual effort, even in teamwork. So this is disconnecting us from other people. And when we feel disconnected from other people, it's very natural to feel codependent because our natural state of being is connection, it's love, it's support, it's nurturing, it's friendship, it's family. And a lot of people are bringing up their children with an extremely anxious mind. They're busy, they haven't got time, people are on their phones, people are struggling with their own mental health, with stress, with depression, with physical illnesses, with poverty, with overworking, underachieving. All of these insecurities that you're experiencing will massively impact your children, and your parents would have done this to you as well. Your parents would have been too busy. They wouldn't have always been able to connect with you in an intuitive way. And that's how a parent connects to their child. It's a very intuitive connection, especially between the mother and the child. The father has a different type of intuition. It's not as nurturing. It's more of a protective intuition. The father can intuitively feel any danger before it happens outside of the home. The mother focuses on keeping the child safe within the home. This is the natural state. Obviously, men and women, or whatever gender you are connected to, has both masculine and feminine traits. So I'm just talking about our basic survival instinct. So the thing that creates so much difficulty with codependency is the shame that we attach to it, because when we're codependent, we don't feel like we're in control. We feel needy. We feel insecure. And feeling needy and insecure isn't something that we should feel ashamed about. It's something that we should be aware of and we should fix and heal. If you feel like you're not getting enough love or support in your life, you deserve that love and support, because we're pack animals. That's our natural state. We're so shameful about craving our natural state of being, which is connection. There's so many people that are ashamed of falling in love, of being attracted to somebody, of wanting connection, of wanting friends, of feeling lonely, of feeling disconnected. And I want you just now to connect to all the shame that you have experienced through your connections and your relationships with other people, the people that you've dated. Just remember how it feels as well when people reject you, when people act like they don't like you, when people push you away, when people have abandoned you, when people have cheated on you, when people have betrayed you. So much shame, because when we experience that level of disconnection, so all of those things are disconnection, we're feeling disconnected from other people, we blame ourselves. And when we're holding all of this shame, we're pushing away all of our basic survival needs. We're saying to ourselves that we don't need love, we don't need support. I'm an independent person, I'm a strong, confident person, I can do this on my own. I don't like how it feels when I need something from other people. And this is creating more separation in our society. And when we feel that separation from other people, we're also separating from our soul. We're unable to connect to our soul purpose. We're unable to connect to our truth. We're unable to be authentic with ourselves and who we are, because we feel ashamed of ourselves. people don't like us, we're insecure, we're not strong enough. Everybody has these feelings, and we shouldn't be ashamed to feel them, because our soul wants us to love deeply. It wants us to feel connected to everyone and everything around us. It doesn't want us to feel afraid of love and connection. It doesn't want us to feel afraid of ourselves. It doesn't want us to feel disconnected from ourselves. And shame is the one thing that is creating this disconnection. And it's causing us to be codependent, because the more you push people away, the more you try and be independent, the more your ego is going to pull you towards codependency. Because when you feel that connection or that love, or somebody's liked your Instagram post, or somebody's made you feel good or given you a compliment, it feels nice. You get a reward from your survival instinct. And it becomes addictive. You want more and more and more. So the key to letting go of codependency is connection. Letting go of shame. Accepting who you are, the good, the bad, the ugly. Because there is no good or bad personality traits. This is just a perception of everyone around you. And this is coming from codependency, because with codependency you get this push-pull dynamic, which is I don't need other people in my life, I'm independent. And then also your ego is pulling, your subconscious is pulling these people into your life. Please love me, please like me, please see my success, please see how good I am, because you don't feel those things inside of yourself. And I'm a big fan of technology. People will disagree because there's a lot of negative attachment to social media, to AI, to dating apps. And this is purely because of the codependent attachment to it, because people are using this beautiful thing called technology in a negative way. People are changing their appearance through AI. People are being dishonest. It's giving people an outlet to create this false persona, to hide those shameful insecurities that every one of us feels. We all feel it. And people are using social media as a way of gaining attention, of being codependent, of taking out their frustrations. Because this is the thing with codependency. This push-pull dynamic will create a lot of negative resistance, because when we crave something, we experience the reward from our subconscious when we achieve it. When we don't experience that nice feeling that we are being rewarded for, we experience fear. And when we experience fear, we become extremely angry, we become controlling, we push people away. And a lot of people don't feel in control of the time that they spend on social media and these social apps, because it becomes addictive. If you're not in control of the amount of time you spend scrolling on social media, it's because you're trying to fulfill a codependent need. You're trying to make yourself feel better. What I always advise people is to make peace with codependency, make peace with shame, make peace with your anger, make peace with your frustration. All of these negative attachments that we have to these very natural behaviours are really holding us back. They're really disconnecting us from our self-worth and our self-love. And people won't admit that they are codependent. People won't admit when they're needy, when they're feeling insecure. Some people do, but most people tend to hide it. And this is something that I see a lot in relationships, this push-pull dynamic between couples, married couples, people that are dating, even friendships. People won't admit how much they love somebody, how much they care about somebody, how much they need somebody. So they're acting all tough and putting up this barrier, and that's making the other person feel insecure because they're not feeling that flow of love. It's inconsistent love. And this is what many people experience in their day-to-day life. And I'm going to flip this now, and I'm going to talk about success, because codependency massively holds us back from success, from achieving success in your business, in your career, in your financial status. Because if you have this push-pull thing going on, people can feel that energy, and people are going to really struggle to connect with you as a person. So your colleagues are going to feel this connection to you. They're going to feel this disconnection. Everybody's going to start triggering each other, especially if you're working with other people. Everybody's going to be projecting all of their insecurities. And it's really going to make it difficult for you to grow your business, to get that promotion, to connect with your customers, your clients, to grow your offering. Because success and money, believe it or not, comes from other people. If we're disconnected from ourselves, if we're disconnected from other people, we're not going to be receiving all of the abundance that other people have to offer us. We're going to feel very disconnected. We're going to feel very poor. And if you are seeing your environment as everybody struggling with money, and this is because you're feeling disconnected. And it's got nothing to do with your personal circumstances. It has everything to do with how you're feeling inside. How you feel inside is creating your reality. And if you see that everybody's struggling with money, everybody's competing against everybody, then that is mirroring how you feel inside. You're feeling that disconnection in a big way. And again, this is not your fault. This has nothing to do with you. This is a societal problem. This is something that has developed over hundreds and hundreds of years. We've become more and more disconnected. We're all living in big cities and big societies, in our houses on our own. You may find that your parents or your grandparents aren't even living in the same city or the same town as you. They're living in a completely different district. This isn't normal for human connection. Human connection is everybody sticks together. And this is because sometimes our family are really difficult to deal with because, again, this push-pull dynamic. There's conflict, there's arguments, there's control. Those people make you feel bad. Those people make your life difficult. Those people tell you how to raise your kids, and it's frustrating. And we disconnect from everybody that is designed to provide support within our family dynamic. And this is the same in career, in business. So I'm going to be talking about how I help my clients through codependency, because codependency is a learnt behavior. So every learnt behavior can be unlearnt. So everything that has been programmed into you can be unprogrammed. Even if it's been passed down your ancestral line, it can still be untaught. But those of you that aren't ready to start therapy, to start healing, to start your spiritual journey, for whatever reason, there are things that you can incorporate in your day-to-day life in order to let go of codependency and become more connected with yourself and other people. We first need to make peace with our neediness. Look at yourself as if you're looking at a different person, somebody that you love, somebody that you care about. And if you, as the third person, is feeling needy, is feeling unloved, give yourself a big hug. That's not your fault that you're feeling that. It's not your fault that you've been heartbroken. It's not your fault that your parents weren't always there for you, that didn't support you, that didn't love you. It's not your fault that you got bullied, or you didn't always fit in, or you always felt a bit different. It's not your fault. And when you make peace with all of those feelings, we can start looking at our shame and letting go of all those shameful belief systems, because that is all shame is. Shame is a belief system. We are comparing ourselves to everybody else. And if it looks like everybody on your social media feed is happy and successful and they've got all their family and they're showing you their engagement pictures, that isn't a true representation of what people are going through. Again, they're just trying to mask their insecurity. Some people might be extremely happy. Let that be your inspiration. Because if other people can do it, you can do it. And it's letting go of comparing. And this is something that is difficult to do. The more we make peace with our own shame, the more we're able to let go of our competitive traits. And a lot of people will detach from other people in order to focus on themselves. And that is good for a short period of time, but we're not supposed to get stuck in hermit mode. And I've mentioned this in one of my previous episodes. Allow yourself some alone time to rediscover who you are, to make peace with yourself, make peace with your shame. Realize that nothing that you have gone through and nothing that you have done is your fault. Because even all those nasty things that you've said, even those arguments, those hateful feelings that you felt, they're just coming from a lack of something that you're feeling within. It's something that your subconscious is doing that you have no control over. If your subconscious has been hurt by people, it's going to get angry and frustrated with people. It's a normal survival instinct. The more we make peace with ourselves, the more we make peace with our shame, the nicer we feel towards other people. We move back to our natural state, which is extremely loving and extremely connected. So if you've pushed people away, if you've hurt people, if you've got angry, if you've deliberately done something to make somebody else feel bad, make peace with that. Because when you let go of all of that fear and all of that shame, you will not behave in that way. And a lot of our negative traits, a lot of our angry and hateful and frustrated personas are all created from fear, and some of these are really deeply rooted inside of ourselves. And people that have experienced trauma, neglect, abuse will have no control over their anger and frustration, and they're going to not feel in control of their negative behaviors, and then they're going to feel shameful, and they're going to repeat this cycle. A lot of people are subconsciously going through this. And anger, frustration, emotions, loneliness, impatience, all of these things are natural emotions that we need to make peace with. And we need to learn how to regulate and control. Because when you let go of all of the shame and all of the fear, when you get angry, you're getting angry from a place of power. You're standing up for yourself. When you're getting frustrated, you're letting other people know that they've crossed the line. When you're feeling emotional, you're asking for emotional support. It's a way of communicating. Our emotions are a way of communicating and connecting with others. And when you see your emotions as shameful, as bad, then you're not able to communicate how you feel to other people. So people are overstepping your boundaries. You're allowing people to control you, to get angry with you. You're controlling and getting angry with other people. And again, it's pushing us more into separation. We need to cry and connect with other people. We need to get frustrated and angry from a healthy energy, from a controlled and peaceful energy, in order to set boundaries. Detaching from people is not setting boundaries. If you have to detach from other people in order to feel calm and more peaceful in yourself and to regulate your own emotions, then you don't have the emotional maturity to deal with other people. When I work with my clients, I help them to get in a state where no matter how somebody else is behaving, no matter what situation and no matter what they're going through, they are able to maintain that state of peace. They're no longer being triggered and affected by other people, which means they're able to open up and connect with people, no matter how good, bad or ugly that person is, because they're able to get angry and frustrated and set boundaries. They're able to cry when they need that emotional support. They're able to say when they're lonely, when they want love and attention. They're okay with feeling that way. And people won't be able to take advantage of that vulnerability. It won't be seen as a vulnerability because you've made peace with it. People will only use your vulnerabilities against you if you are holding shame around your feelings, around your behavior, around your insecurities. Shame is the only thing that people can take advantage of. If you heal and work through that shame, people have got nothing on you. You can be as vulnerable as you like and you're in your power. And that is what everybody is craving. Everybody's craving power and strength. Everybody wants to be in the strong feminine energy, in the strong masculine energy, or the balance of both the feminine and the masculine. And everybody is craving false power. And once we let go of that shame, once we make peace with being codependent, we can step into our power. And that codependency is no longer controlling us. We're no longer feeling caged and trapped by everything that we need in our life. We know exactly what it is that we need, what we desire, what we want to manifest into our life, and we open up our hearts to receive everything that we desire. Money starts to flow towards you. Success, wealth, happiness, connection, divine love, peace. And no matter where you are on your journey, whether you're the most hateful, narcissistic character going, or you're the most empathic, loving, people-pleasing person going, we all crave peace and we all crave power. And peace and power is something that we deserve. And the only way to get there is by letting go of our dependency through our subconscious programming, through that survival instinct, and opening up to a more heart-led, soul-led, intuitive life, opening ourselves up to the bigger picture. We have to stop chasing our tail, seeing everything through this limited tunnel vision that we experience through our five senses. We need to open up our six senses. It's something that everybody has. Everybody's intuitive. If you see yourself as an empath or you've experienced trauma, you're going to have really heightened senses. And we need to let go of experiencing these heightened senses through the ego, because that's when it feels uncomfortable. That's when it has fear attached to it. When we let go of all of that fear and all of that shame around our sensitivities, we can open up this spiritual superpower. And this is how I work with a lot of my clients. A lot of my clients will come to me because they're feeling anxious, they're feeling depressed, they're not feeling in control. I help them work through all of this stuff. I help them heal any trauma, let go of any negative programming, unlearn anything that isn't working for their highest good. When I do this, they naturally open up to this higher intuition. And whether they were spiritual when they started with me or not, they tend to move on to my spiritual development course. So I have 3 courses. I have a spiritual path to success course, and this is for people who want to open up to live a heart-led life and attract everything that they want in their life. Some people are more focused on psychic development. They really want to open up their psychic superpower. A lot of people I work with are healers. They have psychic abilities, whether in mediumship. Everybody has a unique ability, and I help them understand what this ability is. Some people have this amazing connection to energy. So if you're a sensitive person and you feel overwhelmed by everybody's energy, we can flip this around. And energy mastery is all about taking control of your energy and finding peace in any situation and everything is made of energy, and we can use this energy to create and change our reality, because we are creators. We're not meant to try so hard. We're not meant to work hard. We're not meant to fight through life. Life isn't supposed to be difficult. We're supposed to feel this deep sense of peace and love and create. We're all creative beings. We all have a hidden genius within ourselves that is dying to come out, and I can help you open this up. So get in contact with me if this resonates. If you want to open yourself into a peaceful, loving, more abundant, more successful life, because that is what you deserve. That is our natural state of being. Everything that you want can come into your life instantly when we let go of shame, resistance, fear, detachment. Because it's detachment that everybody is being guided to do in order to find peace. And yes, as I said before, that does help. But we need to let go of detachment and flip that round to connection. Because when we're connected with ourselves and when we're connected to other people, that's when the magic happens. So I'm going to leave it there. If you've made it this far into my episode, thank you so much. I'm going to send you so much love. Feel free to reach out to me. You can get hold of me on my website, www.sarahcreatrix.com, or you can connect to me on my social medias under Sarah Creatrix.